Ciao a tutti, buongiorno, good morning traders. Few things to say. First of all, thank you for being here. It's 8 o'clock New York time. Two things to say also for Italian traders. Ragazzi, quando do i segnali di trading sono basati su un trading system che uso da più di 14 anni. I segnali sono molto semplici, anche sono inglese, quindi è buy, sell, short, stop loss, ok? E poi le scrivo nella trading room. Okay, so welcome everybody. As I said to the Italian friends, because I have friends over here following me from Italy, when I alert the trades, they're based on a trading system that I've been using with J-lines for more than 14 years. As you know, I use this to trade Italian market and futures. And now since the last 6 years, I brought it to small caps as well. So we have a partnership. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Roy. We have a partnership with JTrader for who wants to trade futures. We are one of their partners. Gold is very interesting. I made an explanation this morning, but right now we have a stock that is going up. Interesting, LFMD. Okay. So we're gonna put over here LFMD. You can see my screen, LFMD. And we're looking if there's gonna be a trade on LFMD. And then we're gonna go into the watch list. LFMD is a small cap. It's a stock that has 38 million float, institutional around 40%, no previous history. LFMD, the major resistance is at 850. So we're gonna look to short LFMD 850. Already at a small crack from the 830. So you can see on the left, morning as if on the left of my screen, over here you can see this is JTrader. This is the app we made together with JTrader. So this 850 is the big level that I'm watching. I don't believe in a big push over here on LFMD. I believe this is gonna fail. So I'm looking for a short play. I know how these small caps react. And this for me is a short that will go all the way down to 650. Okay. So right now, let's see if we can have an entry. I see that's already 823. Yeah, the level I wanted was 850. It failed right away. Let's see if we have a secondary pop. So I will look to, right over here in the Discord room, I will look to short LFMD if we have a push to 830, 850, okay? Sometimes these small caps, like this morning we had over here LFMD, it came up very fast. Many times they come up with the no news. Over here we have the news. Is plans to expand affordable access, but what is essentially? It's a fluff news, so I'm waiting over here, a little bit of pop. This is a hard to borrow stock, so you have to get borrowers to trade this. By the way, I'm explaining my process. Yes, I'm explaining how to find best stocks to trade. If we can, we share a bit of live trading. If we have opportunities. And then I'm gonna explain the watch list that I'm gonna look for today. Let's look to short if we fail the 750. I like to see it higher, again to the 850 as we said, but we can take a small position in case we we filled the 750. 775. 778. So they're trying to push a little bit back up. You can see it, traders. I like this. So it's going to be a next opportunity for us to short. I'm not long in this because not the one too long. Short 770 now. Short 770. A risk 792. Okay. So we had over here just right now. Short LFMD 770. A risk 792 in this moment. So the level that I want is that 8,850. We have supply, rejection over here, golden zone. So let's see if we can get a good trade. The 5 minutes is giving us exhaustion. You can see over here the 5 minutes. So this arrow tells me exhaustion. So potential over here unwind. I like over here the short. Sì, quando questo è sopra e questo è sopra quello lì. This is the short play. Quindi we wait for 730 now. Let's see if we can get 730. And this is hard. So 750 needs to crack. Somebody is holding a 750. Still 750, you can see on Bookmap they're holding it. I want to see a break with 745. So give me 745 breakdown. Can you hear me good, traders? Okay, thank you, brother. Careful because they're holding that 750 all morning here. All morning, I mean, the last minutes. We don't have an history on the stock that, you know, this was a previous fader or whatever. We have the stock, you can see here, we have this 850 resistance, 855 resistance. So for now, hold short, ok? Short play, so siamo ragazzi, per gli italiani, siamo short a 7,72, 7,70, rischiamo 7,92, il target sarà sui 6,50. So I'm risking 20 cents for making something like $1 per share, so I'm looking for 5R. The borrows, okay, this is hard to borrow stock. You have to take a broker like Zintra, like Cobra. If you want, you can ask me, we'll give you like a discount with them. We made that platform with Zintra, or you can have, if you're American, you cannot do with Zintra, you have to do with Cobra. So in that case, let me know. But over here, I just want to explain my process, okay? So the stock is, for now, a short until volume doesn't come in. And then we're looking into futures, okay? So today we're gonna look into futures, stocks, small caps, options, okay? Careful because you see now they want a little bit of volume. So I'm looking over here for a very tight risk around 775. So moving my risk now 775. Out. So I'm out with break even, a scratch, and looking too short, 830, 830, 850. Okay. possible break coming down. So start watching always that 750, because you can see this this trend line. Okay, so if you break this trend line, then the stock is gonna fail. Okay, so look over here, this trend line. If you break this trend line, it's gonna fail. So I will attack over here. If we break 725 with steam, okay, with volume pressure, and then we're gonna go down. Yeah, buddy, we'll be watching gold. I have it over here. You can see I'm not using XRD. I'm using over here the GC. So in this case, it's sideways. If I'm looking to trade this, I will only be looking to trade this short below 33.10. Okay, so around 3300. I'm looking for a short play on gold. Not yet. Let's see the market traders. So what we have this morning. Okay, so this is yes. As you know, yes is the index standards and poor. So it's the mini contract. Nice over here, LFMD now breakdown of that 740. Want to see this to fail. We have a resistance at 55.80. So if you break at 55.80 on ES, okay, I'm looking for then a pullback to buy. I'm looking for this play. Yes, okay, breakout, pullback, looking to play. If we have instead a trend line break on ES, I'm not shorting above the 55.10. I'm shorting below because this is a major support. Okay, so we have a support to this area. Very important support. This is a support. And also we have the hourly J-line. So only if we fail and we start rejecting this area, I'm looking to short. Okay, so this is the plan for me longing. This is the plan for me shorting. Don't do anything in the middle. Roy, thank you for asking, buddy. So my wife and my daughter, they came back yesterday. That's the reason why I couldn't do the pre-market screen share. And also I had like a medical appointment. So he's actually seems to do a little bit better. Still in ICU, going back and forth there. But I believe he's going to be fine. He's a pretty strong man. Thank you. So NQ, nice pattern this morning. Because when we have, you can see here, right? So when we have this, this zone getting very, very tight with this resistance, and then this uptrend line, you see it's very tight, very narrow, okay? Then if we break, be careful because sometimes what happens, we break the resistance, we break here, we buy, and then right away they trap you and boom, they make it come down. Like yesterday, okay? You buy the breakout and then over here it comes down. So I don't really like to do that because if you buy breakouts often, you will actually lose money. And really talking, you will lose often money. So the best for me is that in plays like this, okay, you wait for a breakout and then you start looking for a major pullback. So break, pull back, and then you buy. Or break down and over here short. Tesla, we're going to look again for breakout of 294. My target is going to be 299, 300 for the day, and then if we can break that 315, 320. I'm looking for a solid trade on Tesla today. This is another trend line. Okay, so if we hold this trend line, I'm long play. If instead This is our trend line. So this is the plan. We break out here, wait for a pullback, and we can go for that long. Otherwise, sometimes it's going to push over here into the 293, 294, fail, we short, or we see a breakdown of the trend line, a lower high, and then we're looking for really 250. So that is the range right now that we have. NVIDIA will be looking after. WLDS is coming down. LFMD was yesterday. So nothing really, astonishing over here at the moment. We had a little bit of fail on LFMD on this extension play. Came over here 780, but with the small position over here into the 740 on this breakdown. Let's see if we can have a break with 730, but instead if we have a fake break on 730 and pushes, I'm out, okay? A pretty slow pre-market versus, for example, what we had in the last weeks. January and February were not, I didn't really like pre-market, but small caps in general. And I've been focusing a lot more on futures and large caps, especially large caps. They've been giving so much trend, and that is amazing. The point is, when you trade small caps, a lot of times they go up and down. So you never have, like those big trend. Okay, sometimes yes, but not generally. And there's a lot of manipulation. On large caps, sometimes you have to wait maybe 10 to 30 before establish a trend. But when it establishes, then you really stick to the plan and stick to the trade and hold it. So I love that. Look guys, for example, Tesla over here, okay? Even yesterday, this was yesterday, right? So we start breaking over here. Look, the system that I trade is very, very systematic. We break over here the support. Yesterday, as I said, I made a post which I had a beautiful long here. It came up, I was making money. And over here I didn't stop, even I know the rules and everything. And I made a post and explained in order to share with traders. I had a big loss over here, a relatively big loss. And I stopped down here. I stopped down here. Like giving too much wiggle room. And I know perfectly, because I've seen this like thousands of times, that, once we are below J lines, once we are below open level, once this bar becomes red, I have to stop. But I still didn't do it. And then I saw a beautiful setup to short. This is my A+. This is beautiful. This is A+, okay? And you know what happened? I didn't trade it like that. So I could have got back all my loss and possibly over here like a pretty good win if I held. But this is what I want to tell, that sometimes you have sometimes lately, you have beautiful trends over here on the large caps. Look over here. Look, when yesterday we had this trend line break, okay, below the support, bar becoming red, focus over here on the J line, see, boom, it came down. So I'm looking really to trade these with size today if we have a good plays. So what I want to tell you is that, not every single day you're going to have like a big win. Sometimes you'll have like small wins. And the point for me yesterday was that I wasn't satisfied of the small win that I had on Tesla. And I believe that sometimes traders will feel the same. So my long that I took in the morning was here, okay? And I was away, was not even trading over here with in my office, but that was the long play, okay? So exactly here, around 290 and 40, 290 and 50. And it came up, and I had like a decent P&L, 4 figures. When it came down, I didn't want I said, I'm green, I want to close the day green. I didn't know. I focused on that little money. And that brought me in in a tunnel. So when I had really to stop out, I didn't. because I didn't want to, pass from being good green to not being green. And I saw this in a lot of the traders that came to me for being mentored, that they learn the strategy pretty fast, but then it's about to control yourself and respect the rules, because this happened to so many traders of of every single level. Okay, let's go back into LFMD. Sì, ti chiedo un caffè, se riesci a fare?
Sì, I can make noise.
Sì, sì, chiudi la porta. Okay, sorry, Trader, because before in the watch list I posted a chart and I said it was Nvidia, but instead was Amazon. Okay, Nvidia is not at 190. So why didn't I buy over here? Well, I'm looking more, as I said, for a short play. We have to wait that the timing over here. And don't be in rush to trade, okay? Right now, I'm really waiting for that, ideally 8:30. Don't be in a rush to trade. Let's see if we can get more extension. The more extended, the better for me for the short. Okay. Okay, WLDS, a little bit of fail. Let's see. So probably this is WLDS, is a good short play today. Target is going to be 140. I will short again, 230 to 50. It's time for a coffee, guys. It's time for a coffee. Yeah, this morning I started reading the news about what happened yesterday in Spain and some part of Europe, that there was, the blackout, and it seems like it was from hackers. So then I was reading about Trump, that he said that he's pretty sure the tariffs in those 80, 70 days remain for Europe, they will be, as he said before. But then I read the news that China, for example, stopped sending containers to the States. I'm talking about thousands of containers, and that it won't really help also the US economy. Okay. And then I saw also that, I really don't care about politics, but I saw, for example, that there's a little bit of rising disappointment in the Americans for what's happening about these tariffs in the economy. Just this to inform you. I mean, probably you know better than me. But for example, my wife, guys, she came back yesterday from the States for a week. She's from Denver, Colorado. Her dad was born in the States, but he's actually, Mexican origins. She told me that when you go Denver, for example, downtown, Denver has been like a very conservative city, and Colorado, very conservative state. with, I would say, not a lot of crime. Now the crime is rising. And for example, you see these gangs at the streets in downtown Denver, like 10, 15 people from Venezuela, which are, not the people that come that want to work, but actually people come from Venezuela that they were part of gangs. That they stay there, they ask you for money, but they're a little bit like pushy, and they're not the usual guy that wants to clean your windows or whatever. So then she saw that there happened a lot of fights with the homeless people. So there's something like to be fixed, I believe, in every country, but especially in America, how it turned in the last 4 or 5 years. Because, for example, she was living over there for her life, and she saw in these 5 years, Denver, which I said was, very, very conservative. It's a calm place, Colorado, that started to lose, that status of like idyllic, of like, a safe place where to live. I mean, not every place in Colorado, but I'm talking about Denver downtown. I believe Boulder, Breckenridge, I mean, those places are far much better, but not everybody can really afford to live over there. Okay, so let's look at the market this morning, okay? Because right now we don't have any really big positions on. So Roy is saying, I heard and saw that South Italy is going down as well. Your thoughts, Jay? No, I can tell you about it that actually South Italy had always, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. The only thing that there is one thing that is called mafia in Sicily, in other places called Camorra, in other places called 'Ndrangheta, okay? That always existed. Always existed. And the life is good, but of course there are like neighborhoods, sections that an American that goes over there like on holidays with the luggage and the daughter and the wife. I mean, it's better they don't walk around over there. But otherwise, no. South Italy, buddy, is invaded by tourists. I've been living last year in Puglia. So there's a place, for example, in Puglia, in the center of in the place of near Bari, which is, I went there by foot in all the streets. My grandfather's from Bari, but tourists, but they don't go. But around, like maybe 20 miles from there, the place is so beautiful and it's even expensive. Migration, yeah, it's bad in the last 10 years in Italy. It's bad in the last 10 years because I believe that you have to help others. But you have also to consider that when other people come to Italy, not only, the father, the mother and the daughter come over here, maybe they want something better from their life work. And I think that's what a lot of our parents and grandparents did. Unfortunately, some people, and it's maybe a consistent percentage, they come to do criminal stuff. Criminal stuff, yeah. And that is something why I know, because they made the statistics about how many crimes in Italy last year were made from people who came in Italy, like, immigrants and Italians. Well, immigrants made 45% of the infractions of like the robberies, of like the killings that we have. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Mike. The majority of the immigrants, they go generally in good cities like Milan, like Verona, like in the north, and then many of these they go like to Sweden, Norway, really the up part of Europe. So what's the funny thing? Funny, grant me like that. That Italy, that before Europe they didn't care. Oh yeah, they go to Italy. Let them go to Italy. But now the majority of these immigrants, they go not to Italy, they go to other countries. So now they're all worried and now they're trying to help Italy, like to contain this. But I mean, I imagine if I would be from other parents, born in Syria, and I didn't do anything bad in my life, just I was, born over there. Of course, I want something better. I wouldn't stay in Syria, or unless I'm like have possibilities to make something better, or there's a war, I would fly away. I would do everything, especially if I have a family. So I would do everything. And if I get into a country, and it's bad to say, but there's no work for me, in any way, I have to find a way to provide to my family. I don't mean I go kill people, but I would do in a way that I need to bring money to my family to live and survive. I mean, this is survival for those people. So it's hard to, to do the things. Victor, in Spain, 50% of the population is immigrant, and that 15% are responsible. Yeah, I believe, buddy. I believe. I mean, if, only good people would come in, like I heard in America, 10,000 killers, really killers, people who killed the person, they came in the last 5 years with Biden, okay? 10,000 killers, people who killed another person, they came in the States. Incredible, incredible. Okay, soon we're gonna start making the pre-market, but I don't like to do the pre-market around 9 o'clock. It's too early. Okay. And personally, guys, I think that I think that the only places where you actually live very, very good, like in the States, are not the cities, but the small communities. Maybe they're boring, but the small communities. Cities are tough. Mom is from New York. She lived 20 years in Brooklyn and Bronx. My grandpa like 45 years. My dad is from Italy, but he lived like 20 years almost in Detroit. So Paul is saying something that I really like, and I like these updates. So if you look over here at Tesla, if you look over here at Nvidia, if you look over here in Q, if you look over here in Meta, so what are these besides NQ? If you take Meta, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, these are the big stocks, and my favorite stocks to trade. Okay, because even with option you make a lot of money. I mean, look at the system, how it works. The system is we break the previous day range, you see over here, and then you have the dip into the J lines. That is my entry, and until it stays blue, I stay in. Okay, so big performance. But if you look at all these today, they are all inside previous day range. So per gli italiani, ragazzi, spero che capite un po' di inglese. Quando faccio i trade alert sono semplici: buy, sell, una cazzata, poi le scrivo. Però in poche parole, tutti gli stocks di oggi sono dentro il range del giorno prima, quindi poca volatilità. So all these stocks are inside this previous range of the previous day. So this is Meta, okay? This is NQ. This is Nvidia, which is inside previous trading range. This is Tesla, you can see inside the previous trading range, but they're getting very, very tight over here. So I'm waiting for, or a breakdown, so, okay? So a breakdown, don't short the breakdown, wait for a little pullback. We can make it over here like this, or more or less, or a breakout. Ciao Gianni, sì, non posso urlare forte, ma avevo anche una ragazza lì, quindi sì. Conosco molto bene Napoli. Ah sì, 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 sì. Ah, ragazzi, lo dico in italiano e in inglese. 23rd, ok? So 23rd of May, live trading in Rimini at trading event by Trader Link. Poche parole ragazzi, il 23 di maggio a Rimini c'è un evento di live trading e farò trading lì. There's gonna be John Hoffman, he's a famous trader, and other two good Italian traders, so we'll have a trading there. Quindi se volete venire, siete benvenuti. Okay, now I'm looking at this. Looking at this. So what is exactly this over here? This is the scanner that I use, okay? The scanner that we built. I didn't build it. My partner built it. Okay, he's a genius in this stuff. He has a great team. But I was helping him, you know, like in the things that we need for the JTraders. So over here, you can see the charts. You can see the scanners. I can put as many scanners I want. In this case, I have one for small caps, one for the halts during the day, one for the earnings. I can have like extension plays, 52-week highs. I can have like oversold, overbought, so many of these. Then I have the news. I have the statistics of the history. It's very important. These are the statistics, okay? This is very, very important. And then over here, I have like the stats of the company. I can go over here, history. I can backtest the stocks. I can have filings. I can have financials to see if a stock is healthy or not, okay? So what stock are we buying? Let's say, these are all my old ones. Let's say maybe Nova. I don't even know if it exists anymore. So you see all the stats. This is very important because you can understand the if they're making money, if they're losing cash, and the income statement, the cash flow, and you can have all this on graphs. So it's a beautiful, I would say, software to use. For who needs it, tell me, give you like a discount. So we have TVGN, but it's still early. TVGN traders. Still early. Bum, 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 bum.
AAPL.
AAPL, okay. Market is very, very slow today. Very slow pre-market. You know what's the best thing right now? That Trump tweets something. That he go crazy today and he says some kind of stuff and, you know, market will simply start dumping or whatever. So today team for the mentoring, okay? So mentoring webinar at 11 a.m. East. Mentoring webinar will be on large caps and futures. So it's very important to read the scanner very, very fast. So for who just came, yesterday was a day I was up around 2K in about 5 minutes of work. And then in 30 minutes I was down like almost 10K. So not a great performance. And as I said, even if the system, okay, even if the system was telling me stop, reverse, go short, so the system performed actually good because the end was a great day. I didn't do anything of the system told me because I was stubborn. And I just want to share because you need to improve and you always need to know that discipline. When you know the strategy, discipline is really what you need to become successful. Discipline, following the rules, learning from errors, okay? Take it all together. I wanted to share like, a big day, 10K profit, but instead was almost 10K loss. And I laugh because when I'm nervous about something, I smile, like I laugh. It's my way of doing things. No, it's not the end of the world, okay? Last week was made around that kind of money that I made. So I lost like 1 week and, a couple of days of work. Not trading any big size, but, just wanted to point that out. The other thing is that my daily max loss for the day is generally set at 10K. Because in this case, I had a bigger account, okay? So I use the account to make even like some trading options at the same time, some swings. So I let a bit like wiggle room. Okay, let's look over here. OMH. Okay, thank you, buddy. OMH. So when we have a stock gap in, I look right away at the daily level. OMH, we have a resistance 260 and then 370. Look at 370 OMH. Let's see if we have borrows. Already faded. 315, short 310, short 310, 310 short, OMH, 310 short, come on, 255 cover, come on, thank you Roy, and thank you Chad. I saw first Chad over here in the room calling the trade. Thank you, brother. When I see the stock right away, I know it's a piece of junk because you can see this level for me of resistance at 380, and we got near that 380. We have bag holders over here, so I love that. Okay, so we have daily level, we have supply, and we had over here a stuffy move. Now I put also Bookmap up. I was not ready. Generally, I put Bookmap up. Yeah, we have a micro flow, so can push back up again. Let's see. Boom, boom. Come on, give us a little bit of play. Anybody short with us? So we have this play on MLGO. You can see over here the order flow that I'm watching with an extension 350. This came up because we had the news over here. Reports 118% revenue growth. So we have an earnings. We have over here a micro float. Now let's see if we can have another trade. I'm looking again 330 to reshort it. Let's see. Add more. Now we're risking around 295 and 3, so add in more. 285. There we go, 260. Cover a little bit more. Let's see if we can have a dump over here. 262, beautiful. Out 1/3, 265. This is going to be our first 4-figure trade of the day. You see patience and great alert, guys. Great alert. They're still trying to hold. You can see the support to 60, but then we have sellers right away. Why I'm using 5, 15 minutes, 3 and 1, because each one tells me something different. Exhaustion on the 1 minute over here. And then also you can see my J Slim tells me to add a little bit more. We need to break 255. There we go. There we go. So good ads. Anybody in, guys? Stay in now. We want to see over here 220, okay? 220 TP. 220 TP. Let's see if we can get that. Let's see if we can get that. I'm looking right now, this ES, because the play that I liked this morning, if yes gives the daily breakout, I'm really looking to trade this. And right now we are in the middle of this range, so no trade on yes. No trade, let's wait. NQ, wait. Okay, wait. Tesla, if market strong pushes, okay, if market strong, yes, NQ strong pushes, thick pushes above 294 here on little pullback, I'm buying Tesla. Okay, when I see 300, then 320. Nvidia, nothing for now. Well, yes, nothing. LFMD, we can have a trade LFMD. So LFMD, if we get $8, we'll trade it short. Okay, so LFMD. Okay, let's go back here. I don't see any buyers, any volume. Start looking again for borrows. Okay, team. Let's see if we can have a push. Would be nice to get it again, 320. So for who just came. We had an alert on OMH to short here into the 310. Daily level 335, bag holders, previous runner, earning news. We saw a big stall, and then we got the short until over here, the 230. Now, if we get again 320, we'll look to short again, okay? So I'm gonna put it here, the play OMH, 320 to reshort. If we have that push, I don't believe we're gonna have that push. I don't actually believe. But we'll see, okay? It's looking like a top over here. Yeah, it looks like more like a top over here, 285. Let's see. Okay, a little bit of volume here. Okay, we're gonna get 320, so prepare 320 to short. NQ fading, but we still have the trend line. Yeah. Amazon big drop. Thank you, buddy. Amazon big drop. Hourly Jalen. So Amazon is becoming interesting here. So Amazon, if we break 183 and market's coming down, I'm looking to short on pullback. Start short 3 on OMH. Starter short. If you break 285, will fall. So watch 285 for a fail. So we got the first short 310 until over here 230. Now we're looking for 330, but in the meantime we started at $3. Instead, if we break 285, we'll probably fail. Okay, traders, so welcome, 9 o'clock. Welcome over here into the pre-market. What I'm looking to do is to share educational value. I'm not here to sell you anything. This is a streaming that I do already for my team. Every morning we start around 7 o'clock. Some of the traders come over here even early. I come early too, but I always say, 7 o'clock. Depends if I have to do mentoring. I'm sharing over here my process based on a trading system. What you see over here is the way that I use my screen. So you have Bookmap that tells me the order flow. You have over here on the left above Bookmap, we have the scanner and JTrader, and then we have the charts. In this case, I made actually a real trading system on Gap and Crap. I made a trading system on TradingView. In this case, the system tells me over here, if you can read this, I know it's small. Maybe I can make it bigger. Let's see, maybe large. Let's see if it's going to be too large. Why is it too large? Yeah, maybe you can see it better. I can have also the the stats over here of the company, but I prefer to have the stats on actually JTrader, So I keep only over here the forecast. The system selling is going to be a Gap and Crap. My level over here, supply, you can see is the level is yellow. This is where I want to short it. This morning we had like some few, I would say, signals in the market. This is maybe going to be the best stock to trade today. Right now we have a starter at $3 here. Okay, $3 starter. I'm also looking at large caps. So you can see the playbook over here. Yes, over here started like to come down right now. We had the rejection pre-market of this resistance. If we break this trend line, I don't want to short immediately because sometimes it's going to be a fake breakdown. I want to look for a breakdown and then right away, doesn't have to be this big, right away I want to see a small pullback, something like this. If we stay below the trend line, then I'm shorting here. Okay, so this is the first one. Then we have NQ, and NQ again seems like breaking down this trend line, but trend line can be always moved like it was here before. So if at the gate we have a little bit of pullback, but then we start like again being serious about fading, I'm shorting over here. Looking for this first major target at 19,200. Okay, so that over here. Then I'm looking at Tesla, which together with Nvidia and Amazon is my best stock to trade. Somebody told me why you don't look at AMD. Well, I don't like too much AMD. This is just like my personal preference. I like Tesla because I made on Tesla a good amount of money. I'm using a big account. I alert every single trade on Tesla. Yesterday I lost almost 10K. But what I use this system, which is very systematic. I'm going to share only here like only one trade so you can understand what I'm talking about. This is, for example, 2 days ago. And when I say that the system tells you exactly what to do, is because like that. So over here, we see that the open, okay, it dips and it goes right away. The bar becomes blue. It's above this blue. That's my long. And then you hold it. And the same thing happens the day after. The bar opens. You get the blue. You long it. Come back down. You get out. Then over here you have an inside bar. You can see this green. okay? This green tells me get along again, stop below, and then you take a massive win. Yesterday, so you see the last 3 days, I had the same play. So this became blue, I longed it, was up pretty good, didn't stop out, I stopped over here, and I didn't reverse. And then you can see the system taught the J lines, so this is my short play, and then went all the way down. So very easy to read, okay? So this morning, we are in this range. And this range tells me, hey Jay, you know what? Over here is very difficult to trade, because over here you can have multiple scenarios. The first scenario is this, okay? So look over here how I will put it for you. The first scenario is dips and pushes, and I'm buying over there, okay? So I'm actually buying over there. Or we have a breakdown of this level, rejection of the trend line, and I'm looking for this. Over here I buy calls, 290, 295, still a little bit more out of the money. And then over here I take puts, I buy puts 275. Okay, but this is gonna be my Tesla, so that is gonna be the long entry. And over here, I think this is very easy to understand. This is gonna be my short entry. Okay, so my play on Tesla for the morning. So this is over here, Tesla. So Tesla update, we can put over here. I'm gonna cancel also over here this Tesla update plan. Okay. Now, we have also small caps, and one of the small caps that we're actually trading is OMH. So my point is to deliver a very low risk entry system to you guys, being that is a long, being that is a short. This morning OMH, and you can see over here, I'm looking at the scanner on the left, and I trade small caps the last 6-7 years. Claudio, sono amico di Minervini, lui è il migliore amico di mio cugino, quindi ci sentiamo spesso. È un bravissimo trader sul swing. So guys, this is OMH. This is a 1 million float, so it's a very small cap, very small float. This means it's flow rotating a lot. It already flow rotate over here 6 times, okay? So 1.5 million float, 6 times mean we're already like what, around 10 millions more or less. Daily level is 380. So 380 and 350s, guys, is the level that I want to trade the most. Then we have also this level over here at 324, okay? So 330, 350 or 384, where I'm looking to short over here, OMH. So let's put our levels. We put over here. This, best levels for me to trade over here this morning, OMH. What I want to do, short over there. Everything, okay, everything that is before is not for me a great trade system. So it's a stock that I will short it with very small size. Let's see what else we have. OMH, WLDS, we'll see soon. Maybe WW. Bookmap, we still have buyers over here. Treasury, thank you, Paul. Treasury Secretary, best sent. We want long-term tariff revenue and deals. Okay, thank you, brother. Okay, and over here, we can see actually the system, okay, on a 5-minute chart. Those are the levels. Anybody short on OMH? I saw Bully over here short at around 3 and then covered 280. Well, that's good. What I believe that we're probably gonna fail now. Okay, I can be wrong, but for me, we're gonna fail now. Sì, Claudio, sono tutti swing traders, ok? Quindi sono tutti traders che fanno swing trading, diciamo, a più giorni o anche mesi. Il problema qual è? Che se hai un anno come il 2021-2022, dove comunque sei ribassista o quest'anno, i trader che fai sono molto molto pochi. Che è quello il coso. Io faccio day trading, che lo faccio dal 99. Ho fatto un webinar in italiano, guardalo, con Ufinance e TraderLink. E ero ai tempi a lavorare di Achille Capezze, ci sono un po' di ragazzi che mi conoscono già da allora. E ho vissuto sempre di questo. La trading room ce l'ho negli ultimi 7 anni, ma ho sempre fatto trading, ho vissuto di questo. Andiamo a trovare San Marino. Okay, guys, so for me, my mates will fail. Okay, my mates will fail. Come on, has to break over here. There we go. There we go. 277. Come on, you see over here, Bookmap. Beautiful. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Break down. Break down. Break down. Break down, guys. Come on. So we are short, eh? Target is gonna be 220, 210. Okay. So why this short bias? If you see over here, the system tells me short in these two both situations, here and here. Okay. But we need that over here. We break this trend line. Okay, this is the trend line that I'm watching, so I have to break this trend line. The trend line over here has to come down. Okay. Good morning, JM. So I've been a big studier of Fibonacci. I can tell you. 1 second. Sei pronta?
Sì.
Okay. This is Josephine. She's with me. She's my mom. She's with me and all my crew since 1999. As I was 19, I started trading 19 years old. 19 anni ragazzi ho iniziato. E mamma qui ve lo può dire. And mom over here can tell you about that. I was broke, no money, and I posted my broker statement when I passed from my first account was I took 2 years to become profitable, 1 year and a half. 8,000 euro to more than 300,000 in 6 months. And I put the broker statement on Twitter. You can read my story, come in San Marino, everybody knows me. I bought at 21, I remember still a Porsche, I bought lands, and I started like doing trading for the last 25 years. This to tell you that to become profitable is very possible, but don't follow YouTubers, don't follow TikTok, don't follow like who tells you he never lost, because it's all fucking bullshit. Ok? Non seguite le cazzate, ragazzi, non seguite le cazzate. Come ho imparato, con un botto di perdite. E sbattersi la testa e essere sempre sotto stress. Così ho imparato. Ok? So anybody is still short with us on MH? Cazzo. So when I tell you, this is my team, guys, when I fucking tell you that this is the system that tells you to short, when we had here this, you short, we cover. When you have this, you short and we cover. Now we're holding, okay? So this is the fucking trend. Okay? Pierre, good morning, brother.
Pierre. Market check.
Oh, I'm so happy because my daughter was a little bit sick these days. She's 10 months And right now she just ate fish, potato, and parmesan. She's a little Gasperoni.
Anyway, she's good.
Okay, so remember systematic strategy. The first thing over here. Okay, the first thing, one, the system tells you gap and crap. Second thing, this over here, what you see here is actually the levels. Okay, so the levels we have over here, resistance number 2, and then also resistance number 2. The third thing is wait for the pattern, 3, and then wait for the target. You can trim. This is the first target, number 4, and this is the other target, 5. Okay, so over here we have to put this back 1. Okay, so we have uno. System tells you setup. 2. Levels to trade. In this case, short or long. 3. Entry system alert. 4. Target 1. 5. Target 2. Okay? Is it clear? This is, just a way to do it. You have my not entire, but the free system of J-lines in YouTube. There are 2 videos, so you can study how to set your charts. Then there are a little bit more things. This is a trading system that I made. Actually, they coded for me. I'm not a coder. But that is. Let's see. Okay, I want to see this now. So, this morning, my plan on BTC is the only crypto that I trade. We have a wedge. Okay, this is a wedge on BTC. You can see it over here. My wedge on BTC. Let's see if over here I can see. Yeah, my wedge on BTC. If we have a breakout, 96, I add to the position long. Okay, so I buy more. Okay, so buy more, 96. Then we have S&P. S&P sotto la trend line, ragazzi. If we have a breakdown, we'll short it. E dopo we have NQ. So below the trend line, possible unwind over here. But I prefer to have these charts. I think you understand better from these. Yeah. So yes is beautiful. So give me this breakdown, I short. NQ, breakdown, I short. Tesla, on a breakdown over here, I will short. On hold of the support, I will long it. Gold, GC or XAUD, the one you prefer, nothing for now. Okay, gold, wait because this is gold support and this is gold resistance. So we are in a range. Okay, wait here, wait on gold. Okay, guys. The system, so you can see yourself on Amazon, on Amazon is the system. Okay, so the system this morning on this bar gave me JLC red. This tells me to short, but I don't follow only this, because over here you can see this purple band is a support. So this morning, if we open and we have a rejection, I'm shorting here. Okay, so I'm looking to short. If we have a bounce above the 185, 186, I will long it. Okay, team, that is the play. Google, not yet, but you can see here. Okay, you can see how the system is. This is the long play. Okay, this is the earnings long play when it's all blue. And this is the short play. Rejection J lines all red. This is the short play. Rejection J lines are all red. You can see. So this is long. This is a buy. This is a buy here. And this over here you can see is red. So it's a short. And over here again is a short. So today, short. Today, we are here, okay? So you can see what can happen, I tell you. This is a buy signal if does this. And over here, what I want to see, ES. So if ES, NQ, YM, mini Dow, push by Google at 162, 163. Stop loss is 161. You can follow this in our trading room, JTrader.co, or if you want the free watch list, come on Telegram. It's a free room. If we have breakdown, short entry, wait for breakdown, rejection, and short. Don't short only because we're breaking down. Wait for a pullback. Okay? So this is for me plan on Google plan. Okay, guys. Now let's see what else we have. Grazie Roy. LFMD. Nice. LFMD, guys. Short. A15, A20, look for short A15, A20. A15, A20, short LFMD. Risk A35. Ti dico perché, vedi questo qui, nella sua zona?
Yeah.
Questo è staccato nero da quello e questo qui.
Perfetto.
Ok? So A15, A20, short LFMD, risk A35 on stuff load short. Okay, you see my first LFMD, guys, over here, resistance, and he gave the short play over here. That's what I say, start the short. This, you see it? Careful because the system is saying gap and extension, so it can extend a little bit. Qui dovrei aspettare una freccia, però ancora non c'è.
Yeah.
Questo qui perché il nero è sopra il blu, questo è nella sua zona, vedi? Quello sarà il suo stop.
Minutes and a half.
Okay, so for today, guys, we're done. Thank you for following. If you want to trade with us, we are at JTrader.co and take the chat room. You can also try the room for 2 weeks for $50, and then it goes to a yearly where you have like 40% discount. Okay, so reach out JTrader.co. Next Thursday, so this Thursday, we're gonna have a trading recap. So I'm gonna post the link. Okay, now I'm gonna screen share, sharing my chart, sharing my screen, sharing my execution for the trading room. Thank you very much and see you next time. Thank you.